Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in if you are new. This shirt that I'm going to be doing today is one of my own, and I am using a shirt that I got from the thrift store. As you can see, it's got a little bit of staining on the armpit area. I believe this type of shirt is called a baseball tee, and it's like 3/4 length sleeves, so it would come up to here. I'm going to be cutting off both of these sleeves, so that's the first thing that I'm going to do for this shirt. And I'm going to be using the hemline. That hemline is for the sleeves as my guide of where to cut. So just like that. Take your time with this part if you need to. And then cut along the neckline here. Until you get to the back. So once you are done that, you should have a sleeve that is off like this, and then you're going to do the same thing that you did to this sleeve to the other one. Alright, so here are both of my sleeves cut off, and I won't be needing these pieces, so I'm just going to put these off to the side. So what you are left with is just this halter type of shirt. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a triangle of slits in the front. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to split my shirt in half and make sure that my seams are lined up. Make sure that there are no wrinkles. And then make sure that these are added up here. Okay, so I'm just going to do a triangle. So I'm going to start my biggest cut at the top of the shirt here, and then I'm just going to continue going down in a triangle. Alright, so once you are done that, you should have something that looks like this on the front. And what I'm going to do next is, now if I can remember correctly, I believe I took off, say the first, these little areas, the first two, I believe I took off. So what I'm going to do is cut completely over to this side hem here that we kept from taking off the sleeve. And I'm not going to cut right through. I'm just going to use that as a guide, so then I have a strip right here. So do the same thing to the other side over here. When I first created this shirt, I made it like at least 6 years ago, so Um, from what I remember, this is how I did the shirt. So now what I'm going to do is I went up that strap right there, and as you can see, I did cut into it a little bit right here, but I'm hoping that's not going to be a problem. If I need to, I can just attach it, but I'm going to do the same thing that I did to that side over to this other side here, and make sure that you don't cut that seam, that hemline. And then next thing that I'm going to do is just cut around that collar there, the front of the collar. Get as close to it as I can. I hope you guys can see. I think I need some better lighting in here. Okay, so, and then once you're done that, you should end up with something like this. Get rid of that. So you should have something like this, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the rest of these slits right here that I had made, just so they are a little longer. So, kind of a little difficult doing this upside down, but make sure you don't cut any in your fingers or any strings that you don't want to be cut. Okay, so now I am going to stretch those out. So I have a pillow here. Is my son's Thomas the Train, just so you'll be able to see what I'm doing, and I'm just going to put this under the shirt where I will be working, just so you can see what I am doing. Alright, so I'm going to face it towards me. Okay, so for the weaving, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a basic weave, and what I'm just going to take this first string here, and then I'm going to take the second string, and I'm going to put the second string under the first one, just like that, and then I'm going to pull that up and let go of that first one, so then it's just laying there. And then what I'm going to do is grab the third string and put it under this second one. So here's the first one, here's the second, and I'm going to, or sorry, here's the third one and here's the second, and I'm going to take this third one here and bring it underneath the second and drop the second one. And then I'm going to continue on doing this all the way down. Okay, and then I am just going to tie it off. What you don't want to do is lose your end here when you're trying to tie it off, because it makes it all the more harder. Make sure that your tie-off strings are long enough so you're not struggling like I am to tie off the bottom. You can always use a thread and needle just to secure this knot part here at the bottom. So And that's what your weave should look like once you're done. It basically looks like a ladder going down. And the next thing that I'm going to do is work on the back. So I'm just going to flip this over. And I don't need the pillow right now. So next thing, I'm going to fold this in half again. And make sure that my hem, my seam, like my seam, my side lines here, hem lines, whatever you want to call them, are matched up. And I believe in the picture I went down on an angle. Now the first thing that I actually remember that I did was I made it into kind of like a spaghetti strap in the back here. So how I'm gonna do that is if your shirt has a tag on it, I'm gonna use that as like my guide of how big to make my strap. Now in the other shirt, the tag was smaller. That's why my thing was my strap was smaller. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go from the armpit here and go over to about, I'm gonna leave about like an inch of this back piece on. So I'm just gonna quickly do that. Just go over and cut through both of your back pieces here. And then make sure I know where my tags are ending. And then I'm just gonna cut these parts off here. And then I'm going to go straight down. And then match up to this other piece here that we cut alongside. So then we end up with two pieces that we no longer need. And this is how the back part is gonna look. And just a second here. So here is my back strap there, and you can stretch that out if you wanted to. And next I am going to do the weaving. Once again, I'm going to match up my sides there. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I did weaving in like a diagonal. So I'm gonna go from my armpit section here, and then I'm gonna take the bottom of the back of my shirt, and I'm just gonna fold it in half like that, and then I am going to put it down on the ground, smooth out any bumps if I need to, and I am just going to make slits on this diagonal line that I have just created. I apologize that this is a white shirt on a white background because you may not be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Maybe I will get a blanket just so you can stuck a blanket there. Okay, so as I was saying, working on the back here, I grabbed from the armpit of the shirt to the opposite side, or the middle here. So then when we do the weaving will go in, it'll look like a V. The weaving will look like this. Sorry if I can't really, it'll be like that. So take it from the armpit down to the middle back of the shirt, flip it over. Make sure that you have no bumps or anything. Alright, so your slits can be as big as you want them, as far as part as you want them. So I am just going to make my slits here. I want mine to be relatively big so I can easily weave them and I won't have to struggle. So I would say it is about my slits from each other is about ½ inch apart from one another, and they are about 1 inch long. Okay, so I'm going to bring back in my pillow and I will show you what I did here. Put my shirt back in. Okay. Now, you might not be able to see this, but as you can see, there are my slits that go in a like a V. There's this side, and then I got the same thing on the other side here. So what I'm going to do is do a basic, the same weave that we did on the front of the shirt, I'm going to do on the back of the shirt. So I am going to grab the first one and the second one and take the second one, put it underneath the first one. Remember to stretch out your strings there. Apologize if you can't see what I'm doing. With smaller like work pieces like you are doing here, it is a bit harder to see and to show what you're doing. I will have another video, make a new video to show how I do these weaves more up close. So once you are done your first row here, this first side, I usually pull as I'm going, like I will pull it out and then you'll have this braided effect. Okay, and then I'm going to tie my first knot here. And then pull that out. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did to this side onto that side. Alright, so now that you are done that, you are basically done your shirt. This is what the back looks like. As you can see, the V there. Now it does like scrunch up a little bit at the bottom here, but if you continue to stretch it out a little bit, it should yeah, so that is pretty much it for the shirt. The next thing that I need to do is try it on for you guys. Alright, here is the shirt finished. Now, I do feel like this part is a little funny looking. I don't think in the first shirt that I made, I don't think I had cut this part so far down. Now I suggest maybe you only cut off like only an inch or so because it is going to stretch. So I'm gonna try and fix this sort of on the spot here. So I'm gonna take this first one, and if you like this look, then you can just go ahead and do this to your shirt. So I'm gonna take this first string and put it under, and then go over. Okay, and then just continue to weave back down, I guess, until I get back down to that bottom. Sorry for the bra falling down. Okay, so I don't have, as you can see, I don't have another string there that I can tie to. So what I'm gonna do is just make another tiny hole down there, so then I can cut this in half and then tie it to that string. So, and try not to cut yourself while you're doing this. So, I feel like that was a little too far down from here, but okay, so cut this in half. And then I am going to stick shoot, how am I gonna do this? Okay, okay, I don't want to lose that. I don't know if you can see this little hole here that we like where we tied this one to. I'm gonna take one of these strings that I cut off, and I'm gonna put that right through, like so, and then I will tie it from there. And then everything should be secure. Tighten that up a little bit. And I'm just going to double knot this one. Just so it's really okay, and then I'm gonna cut off these there. Okay, so that looks a lot better. It's not so saggy. I am kind of worried about these straps here because they are kind of flimsy, but I will leave them there until they break or fall off, and then what I'll do next is maybe I will maybe get like cut new strings and tie them where these ones were. But for now, I really like this look a lot better than what it was before. So the back, what the back looks like, here is that V braided part that we did, and it goes into a V all the way down here, and then we got this little strap, halter strap on the back. So I think with a few minor adjustments, the shirt looks a lot better than when I first did it. Now with those two strings that I said were flimsy, I did end up cutting them at the top and retying them so they were a bit tighter. If you like this tutorial, then give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and if you'd like to see more on the spot tutorials, then please let me know and I will definitely make more. Thank you for watching. Bye.